Hello, this is Ubuntu Gicha. If you manage Vim packages in Vim configuration using Git, you can immediately recreate your previous settings exactly as they were simply by cloning the Git repository. However, this may feel somewhat inconvenient if you are not familiar with Git commands. If you manage Vim packages as Git submodules, you can manage the entire .vim directory via Git, but this requires familiarizing yourself with additional Git commands and involves the hassle of navigating to the .vim directory to execute Git-related commands. Vimmy is a tool that allows you to easily and quickly manage your Vim configuration via Git even if you are not familiar with Git commands. Installing Vimmy is simple, just download it to a path that is already set in your path environment variable. I already have Vimmy installed, so I will uninstall it. I will download the latest version of Vimmy using wget. I will grant execute permissions. Vimmy requires Git to be installed. I already have it installed. I will run Vimmy. You can check the Vimmy execution options. It supports short options as well as long options. Starting with Vimmy 2.6, it has been improved to be usable immediately without complex settings, and no additional configuration is required anymore. Therefore, the tutorial option has been deprecated and is scheduled to be removed in Vimmy 2.7. You can check the status of packages and configuration files by adding the status option after Vimmy, or simply by adding the S option. Package statuses are displayed using intuitive icons. Vimmy 2.6 automatically detects whether Nerd Fonts is installed and displays status icons using the corresponding font glyphs. Since Nerd Fonts is installed in my case, the status icons were displayed using the glyphs of the Nerd Fonts. To force status icons to be displayed using colorful emoji glyphs instead of the Nerd Fonts glyphs, use the S1 option. This is the default option displayed when Nerd Fonts is not installed. To force status icons to be displayed using monochrome glyphs, use the S2 option. To force status icons to be displayed using the Nerd Fonts glyphs, use the S3 option. This is the default option displayed when Nerd Fonts is installed. In other words, if you use the status or S option, the S1 or S3 option will be executed automatically depending on whether Nerd Fonts is installed. I will cover the installation of Nerd Fonts later. I will demonstrate how easily you can manage Vim packages using Vimmy. The directory for managing Vim configuration is the .vim directory. The file for managing Vim configuration is .vimrc. I will delete the .vim directory in the .vimrc file to restore the state of having only Vim installed without any configuration. Vimmy also allows you to easily initialize Vim. You can do this using Vimmy clear or Vimmy C. When you run Vimmy S, you will see a notification stating that the .vim directory does not exist. The .vim directory has indeed been removed. The .vimrc file has also been removed. Not only the logged-in users files but also the root users files are deleted. I will manage the Vim configuration using Vimmy with Vimmy init. You can also simply run Vimmy I. Vimmy is a tool that started to help manage Vim packages and Vim configuration in an integrated Git repository. However, there were situations where creating a Git repository was difficult or a need arose to simply manage only Vim packages locally. To address this, starting with Vimmy 2.6, a feature was added to manage only Vim packages locally. If you press enter without entering anything in the Git URL, Vimmy manages the Vim packages locally. You can add Vim packages using Vimmy add or Vimmy A. Let's add Vim Airline. You just need to enter the owner and package from the GitHub address that manages Vim Airline. The default category for Vim packages is plugins/start. The package name is automatically suggested based on the value entered in the repository. If you intend to use it as is, simply press enter without entering anything. I will also add rainbow. You can now see that 2 packages have been added. I will also add the color scheme package. Personally, I recommend Vim 1. This time I will add it to a different category. The opt category is for managing packages that do not need to be applied in advance and can be loaded only when needed. Updating Vim packages is also easy. You can do this using Vimmy update or Vimmy U. Since the Vim packages were just added, no actual updates have taken place. There is no priority among currently installed packages, but if you install more packages, priority may be established among them. For example, to apply font glyph icons to Vim Airline via the Vim Devions package, Vim Airline must be loaded first. Vim Airline must also be loaded first when the Vim Scroll Status package, which displays scroll status in Vim Airline, is applied. The Vim Airline Themes package also requires Vim Airline to be loaded first. While other packages generally do not have coupling, packages that configure something on top of Vim Airline require Vim Airline to be loaded first. I will delete the Vim Airline package and add it again with a package name that can be moved to the top of the list. Deleting packages can also be done easily using Vimmy remove or Vimmy R. You need to enter the category of the package to be deleted. If you are deleting a package from the default category, simply press enter. I will delete Vim Airline. I will add the Vim Airline package again. I will move its order to the very top by adding the number 10 to the beginning of the package name. Since the order can change again, it is recommended to set it to a 10's value so that it can be inserted in the middle. Another representative package with priority, similar to Vim Airline, is Vim Devions. For example, to display icons in the font glyph in Vim Buffet, Vim Devions must be loaded first. I will name the Vim Devions package with an additional 20 prefix. As mentioned earlier, other packages generally do not have coupling between them. You only need to pay attention to Vim Airline and Vim Devions. Note that nerd fonts must be installed to display icons using the Vim Devions package. I will now run Vimmy S. Currently, since Vimmy manages Vim packages locally, only a list of added packages is displayed. However, if you manage your Vim configuration as a Git repository, you can intuitively identify new, updated, and deleted packages via icons through diffs with the Git repository, and you can also check the diff status of files within the .vim directory. I will cover how to manage your Vim configuration as a Git repository via Vimmy in detail in the next video. Since Nerd Fonts is currently installed, Nerd Fonts glyphs are being used for the status icons. If Nerd Fonts were not installed, it would display as it would when running the S1 option. Although Nerd Fonts is already installed, I will install it again to explain how to install it. Since Nerd Fonts is managed on GitHub, you can download it via Git clone, but it may take over an hour due to its large size. I recommend downloading it via download zip on the site. Depending on your network environment, the download took about 6 minutes here. I will navigate to the location where the zip file was downloaded. I will extract the file. Since the zip file is over 3 GB in size, extraction will take some time. I will move to the extracted directory. Running the install.shush file will install the fonts. I will delete the directory where the file was extracted. I will also delete the downloaded compressed file. You need to run the terminal again to apply nerd fonts. I will run Vimmy S again. I already have nerd fonts installed, so there is no change for me, but the status icons that were displayed when running with the S1 option will now be changed to the status icons displayed when running with the S3 option. Thank you for watching.